morning and welcome back to the lab. I'm just finishing off my tea break and today we are going to be looking at how to write the word to. So I will see you in a moment. If this is the first of my spelling videos you've watched, what I would recommend you do is find the video that I did on the word the. In fact, I'll put a link in the description below. The reason that I suggest this is because it explains why we're following this routine and how it's beneficial to your child. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to write to in print, which just means it's not joined up. If your child does joined up writing at school, then head over to my cursive video. Right, let's get started. So first of all we'll trace it. Then we copy it. Cover it up. Write it from memory. Finally, put your pen in the start position. Close your eyes and have a go at writing it. Once your child has got the hang of that, the next step is to have a go at writing it on the lines. This will help them to get the size correct. So the T stretches up into the upper zone, and then the O stays within the middle zone. Most books that your child writes in probably won't have the middle zone shaded. I've just done this to make it easier to see. Now I do have some handwriting books available, so if you check out my Amazon link, you'll be able to find those if you would prefer to have this shaded area for your child to write on just to start with. But if not, another thing you can do is just get a highlighter and go along the bottom of the line just to create a bit of a shaded zone. So as I said, the T goes into the upper zone and the O stays within the middle zone. The next step, once they've got the hang of this, get them to say the letter names. So T, O, to. T, O, to. T, O, to. And what they can also do, just to give them a bit of a chance to be the teacher, is when they've written a few, get them to have a look and see which one they like the best and get them to tick it. So if I'm looking at these, I think my best one is this one. So I'm going to give it a little tick. Now those of you that have been following for a while will know that the next step is to use this word in a sentence. The sentence I'm going to write is I went to the shop. Your child can have a go at writing this sentence, or they can make one up of their own. It's entirely up to them what they want to do. Now, as you know, when we're writing sentences, it's a good idea to get your child to say the sentence 3 times. This just helps them to remember it. So, I went to the shop. I went to the shop. I went to the shop. Another thing that this does is it helps them to see really clearly where to put those finger spaces, because that is something that quite a few children have difficulty with, especially when they're starting to write. So I'll just move this up ever so slightly. And our first word, I. Now, what do we start a sentence with? Always starts with a capital letter, I. Then we've got our finger space, went. This is one that you can actually sound out. Went. our word of the week. 2, don't forget that finger space. Next word, the. This was the first word that we started writing with our spellings, so hopefully your child can remember that. If they can't, go back and watch that video with them. And finally, the word shop. They might know how to write the sh sound, and they might be able to hear the other sounds as well. Shop. And finally, put a full stop at the end of our sentence. Now our next step to practice reading. We're going to cut out this sentence. Now, you don't have to cut out the sentence that your child has written. You can if you want to, or they can, as long as they've got some safety scissors. But the other alternative is just to write it on a strip of paper or on a strip of card. So I'm just going to get my scissors. Please do not let your child use scissors like this. So ideally, what you would do is you would, once you've cut this out, in fact I'll show you in a minute, let me just do this bit. Once you've cut this out, you would hold it so that your child can actually read it as you're cutting out each word. But just because it's easier on camera, I'm going to hold it this way. So I went to the shop. It's really important, that full stop. Do not lose it. Oh, I sounded like I put my teacher voice on a little bit then, didn't I? Sorry about that. Right, here we go. Let's just turn these around. So what you want is you want these so that your child can actually read them. Try not to have any that are upside down. Then you're going to ask them to put the sentence back together. But as they do it, they're going to say the words. So they're going to be doing some reading. So I, what's the next word? Went. The next word, to. And the next word, the. And the final word, shop. What do we need at the end? Full stop. And if you want to, you can play a bit more of a game with this. You can get them to close their eyes. You can swap some of the words around and see if they can put it back together. Or you could take one of the words away and see if they can remember which word is missing. Or even see if they could write it again if they've got another piece of paper or if they've got a whiteboard. You could ask them to do that. That's it from me today. I hope you enjoy doing this activity with your child, and I will look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Bye.